Guys, it's taken me 5 months to make this video, and it's taken me 5 months to make this video because I want to share with you the things that I have used most in my second time round with the baby. Of course, what I used the first time slightly appears to be different. When I say what I used most the first time appears to be slightly different from what I used most the second time. And in today's video, I'll be sharing with you what I have used most for my newborn, from newborn to 6 months. You would enjoy this video, and like I said, these are what I found to be most useful for myself. It doesn't mean it's going to be same for everybody, but these are the basic things that I found out that I have used so much this time around. As you're watching, just comment and say what you have used most between from your newborn time to 6 months, just so that we can make maybe like a compilation of what various people have used most in their own time. Right guys, first thing I would say I have used most is my breast pump. I bought the Momcozy S12 wearable breast pump. It is amazing. I made a full-blown video and gave tips and reviews about that particular breast pump. It is a very good one for me. I did find it to be very helpful. It makes me to be totally hands-free when I'm expressing, and in case if you've not watched that video, just go ahead and go watch it because there are lots of tips that I left there. And also, in case if you do not know, I did exclusively expressing, so I didn't breastfeed, I expressed all through. And I did that because I was producing a lot more than the baby could consume, so I was constantly expressing and storing them in the freezer. So I have like a good stash in the freezer. It did not break down upon the fact that I was using it non-stop. So if you are considering expressing as well as maybe combining expressing and breastfeeding, buy Momcozy S12 wearable breast pump. Like I said, none of my videos are sponsored by anyone. I'm just saying it purely based on what I have used and have found helpful. The second thing I have used the most, I would say, would be the breast milk bag. So this is a breast milk storage bag. I found this on Amazon and it did match exactly what I was looking for. I'm just going to go ahead and bring out one just so you see what it is like. So this is what it looks like, and it holds 250 ml of milk. Luckily, this is the one that holds more capacity of milk because, like I said, I produce a lot in one pump. So I found this to be very helpful. It's got the name, it's got date, and it's got time of expressing. So if you express, you put your name here, not your name, the baby name, or your name if you're in a hospital or wherever. But I don't bother to put name because, you know, I'm at home, is my freezer. So I only put the date and the time of expressing, and I seal it. And if you want to open it, you just tear it out from here and open it and pour, and it takes about 250 ml of milk. It is very good. And a box of it like this contains 120 bags. I bought 5 of this. I bought it from Amazon. I'm sure there'll be other ones in Amazon, but this met all the requirements and criteria for what I was looking for. And I did find it to be very helpful because of the capacity of milk that it can hold. So yeah, this breast milk storage bag, it's good. Another thing I found to be very helpful and very useful is the tommetippe. This is the tommetippe anticolic bottle. Yes, I used tommetippe anticolic bottle for my first baby, and because she never experienced anything colic or anything of such, I insisted I'll use it again this time around. I have no reason whatsoever to complain. However, I'm not saying that she didn't have colic because of anticolic bottle. I'm only saying that it's a good one. Whether she didn't have colic because of anticolic bottle or not, I cannot tell you. But what I'm telling you is that it helps. with colic, because none of my two have had bad colic. We've never been to the hospital because of colic or anything of such. So this tommetippe one, I did find them to be very useful. Basically, I think the anti-colic thing is this wheel-like thing. So when washing them, I totally take it all off. So I think this is you can take it all apart and give it a good wash. I think this is what stops the colic. How that happens, I really cannot tell you, but all I know is that this anti-colic bottle was very helpful and is still very helpful for us, and we have used it a lot. I have never used any other bottle other than this tommetippe anti-colic one. So if you're going to be breastfeeding and combining it with bottle feeding, your go-to one. Right, so that is that about food. By the way, I don't know if I'd mentioned before that I intend to put this video in categories where there are about 4 or 5 categories. I have the one for food, I have category for food, that is feeding, which I have done. I have category for sleep, which is the next that I'm going to do. And I have another category for general, anything that is not food, feeding, or travel. Then I have a category for travel. Right, so the next category would be sleep. Sleep is very important, and to be honest, with my last baby, I didn't think through what I was doing, perhaps because she was born during peak of summer and there are some things that I didn't worry about, whereas this baby was born in November and, you know, peak of winter, so my needs for her became a bit different. Right, so going straight into sleep, first thing you should be thinking about is the temperature of the room where you are putting your little baby. Is it going to be too warm? Is it going to be too cold? Because whichever one that is at the extreme, whether too cold or too warm, it's just going to make them not to sleep and cry. They won't just sleep and they will cry non-stop. And sometimes, because they can't talk, they cannot tell us why they are crying or what the problem is, you see. So for this reason, I don't just want to guess or second guess myself. Is she warm? Is she this? So I just decided to do it right. Right. The first thing I'm going to talk to you about is the sleep sack. Yes, they have all sorts of sleep sack. I have various ones. I have the one from 0 months to 3 months. I have 3 months to 6 months. Just like how you have your baby grows, that is how the sleep sack is. And they have different weights and sizes in terms of tug. Usually, I bought the 2.5 tug for my little girl, and she sleeps in them every night, wearing her normal sleep suit. So I just don't put her in it like that. I put sleepsuit on, then the sleep sack. And this sleep sack has the fleece one. So with my little girl, what we used basically, because like I said, she was born peak of summer, what we used basically was just the fleece one, and she was very okay with that. We didn't have to use any more than the fleece. If I used any other thing, it was one tug apart from the fleece one. I still have the one she's currently using, and it's 0 to 6, even though this is now slightly tight for her. Usually I'll put her on this or is it 0 to, whichever, the next step, 0 to 9. So, but this is what it looks like. You can buy this from any shop. You can buy from F&F, Two Clothing, any shop basically sell this. You can buy from Primark. And this is 2.5 tug. She wore this from birth, by the way. This is what it looks like. It's got this pink thing here, and it's got a zipper by the side, and just you put her in it and zip it up. So this is very, very helpful. Remember, you are not allowed to cover your baby with any sort of fleece or blanket or anything. one day my husband said to me, oh, now I know why they said don't cover the babies with fleece or with blanket. I said, what happened? He told me that the baby was kicking her legs and then she's gone to use the blanket to put over her face and then was struggling to breathe. So you see why you must never ever cover your baby with blankets, because it's very high risk. They could suffocate, they could put it over their faces and they could suffocate. So please do yourself a favor and buy these. It's very useful and it's warm. It's as warm as your duvet. This is supposed to be a duvet. But anyways, this is 2.5 tug. They have 1 tug, they have 5 tug, but for me, 2.5 is okay, and that's what we've been using. The next thing I'll be talking to you about is the sleep dock, the pod, dock-a-tot, whichever you want to call it. Right, sleepyhead. That's the type I bought. This actually I really liked for her, because you know when they are newborn, they've just come out from the tummy and they are all still cuddled up and curled up and all of that. This actually keeps them together and makes them feel like they are still in the womb. That I really like. That sleeping pod I really like. I bought the sleepyhead one. The one I'm showing is exactly the one that I bought. One advice I have to give on this is please don't go and be stupid like me buying sleepyhead. Sleepyhead is very expensive, whereas you will get an affordable one in Amazon. You can even buy it from Lidl or Aldi. I think they have their one. Just buy something affordable. To be honest, I believe they're all the same. It's just that sleepyhead is sleepyhead. And if I'm to advise, I'll say if you have money for sleepyhead, fine. Otherwise, just buy any basic one. It does the same thing. Please do not leave your baby to sleep on it overnight, because that's not what it's meant for. That is some sort of place where you will put your baby down and go to make yourself some breakfast or watch telly whilst your baby is laid there. Don't leave your baby there to sleep, because again, there's very high risk of suffocation in things like that. So do not leave your baby overnight or to sleep, whether afternoon sleep or day sleep, day nap, afternoon nap. Don't do that. Just leave them there when they are wide awake and they are playing or they are just chilling on their own. My next one is sound machine. Sound machines are really important because babies just love those sounds from the sound machine. But if I tell you that there are other ways to get that noise that the sound machine makes, would you believe that? Yes, there are. You can put in white noise from YouTube and you get lots of white noise from videos from YouTube and it's uninterrupted. You don't need to buy sound machine because sound machines are quite expensive. Same as babysusher, the one I use a lot. Babysusher is expensive. It's £40 when I looked it up. But just so you know, what I'm doing is I have non-stop internet access, and I have a spare phone. What I do, I put this babysusher on for my baby and it goes on for 8 hours. There's one I use for 8 hours, there's one I use for 10 hours, and it's uninterrupted. There's no advert running in between that from YouTube. So why not? I mean, I'm saving £40 for goodness sake. And remember, these babysusher, they tend to get into it a lot from newborn to 6 months or maybe 7-8 months. And afterwards, I think they just come off this babysusher thing. And for those who do not know what babysusher does, it makes noise like someone going shh. So that is what it mimics, and it calms the babies down. Trust me, I can swear by this. It calms the babies down. If they are crying, just make sure it's loud enough that they can hear it, and they will just suddenly pause and start to wonder, what's that noise? And before you know it, they are sleeping. The babysusher, to me, is a must-have. White noise machine, same. Especially if your baby is this sort of baby that cries during bath time or things like that. White noise will be very handy for you. And for me, up until now that I'm speaking to you, babysusher is on, playing for my baby as she's sleeping next door. So to me, it's very essential. My next one is nexttomecrib and nexttomebassinet. whatever you want to call it, but I call it nexttomecrib. This has been a lifesaver. I tell you why. Number one, it's bigger than mosesbasket, but with mosesbasket, I did find out from people that after a few weeks or months, your baby will outgrow it and they can't fit in the mosesbasket anymore. Whereas if you get nexttomecrib, you can use it for a longer period of time. My baby is currently she's sleeping on the nexttomecrib. We use this downstairs because majority of the time during the day, we're downstairs in the living room and she sleeps on there, or she even sits up on there, whatever she wants to do. I want to put her down, I put her there. I want to get a rest of my arm or carrying her, I put her down there. So this nexttomecrib is really good, and she can sleep on them in the night. Yes, my little girl sleeps on her nexttomecrib, which is next to our bed in our bedroom. Let me just give you a tip. I'm not saying you must do it. Please buy one that has storage compartment underneath. With that, if you're using it downstairs, for instance, in your living room, you can bring the stuff you need for the day, be it diapers, change of clothes, etc., things like that, and you put it under there so that when you want to do a quick change, you don't have to start going upstairs or going somewhere to find stuff that you need. They would all be under the nexttomecrib. And buy one also. Mine moves. You can push it to the kitchen, push it to next room, push it next door, push it to anywhere you're going, and it's very lightweight. Don't buy them very heavy ones that you can't mobilize. My one, if I pull it from the middle, it closes and I can lift it and take it upstairs or take it downstairs. So buy one that is easy to move. Some of them have got wheels and you can tow them to the kitchen when you're going there or wherever you're going and you want to drag it along with you. That is a very important tip when you're buying nexttomecrib or bassinet or whatever you want to buy, where you'll be keeping your baby when they are newborn. My next one is the groegg. So this is the groegg. I haven't unplugged it, just so you can see what I mean. So this groegg is from tommetippe. Again, I really like it. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but it's showing that the temperature of the room is it's not 24 degrees. I think because I'm moving it about, it was 20 degrees. Then I started moving it and it started doing some stupid things. So this tells you the temperature of the room. Like I said, the temperature isn't 24 degrees, it's 20 degrees, it's 2021. I don't know if it's because you see it's still going up. Maybe because 26. Anyway, I better unplug it. Anyways, it shows you the temperature of the room where your baby is sleeping. And in case you can see this, look what you need to know. It tells you here that 2 warm means when it's red, and warm means when it's like amber color, and recommended is when it's like between yellowish and amber. And when it's on blue, it means that the room is cold. This has been so helpful because sometimes you won't know if the room is so hot or so cold or normal or right temperature. For me, sometimes I struggle to, because I don't have the same body type and body system as the baby. What I could see as warm may be too hot for her or too cold for her. So, but with this, it tells me exactly the right temperature that the room's supposed to be. It's digital. Yeah. Like I said, it's not 27 degrees, it was 20 degrees because it's hot. Like, this room is very warm. Guys, that's it about sleep for me. And the next one on my list is travel. Right, travel is where you perhaps would have to blow more money than usual. I know we spent a lot of money on the baby travel system that we use. So when I talk about travel, I mean things like car seat. You definitely need a car seat, because if you're going to go anywhere with your baby, whether you're going on your private car, you're going on Uber, or whatever type of or public transport, you still need to carry your baby in a sort of a system, not on your lap. Having said that it's expensive, please ignore me. There are some affordable travel system that does exactly the same job as those expensive ones. But if you want something more fancy, the one that turns 360, the one that does that, then you may end up spending more money. But there are some basic ones. It's just that travel system usually could be expensive. What I have done with the car seat is I just unplug the car seat from the wheels of the stroller, and then I put it straight onto the car. I don't need to bring out the baby, put on a separate stroller when I park the car. No. So I just unplug it and off I go. Dock it on the wheels of the stroller and off I go. So consider buying something like that for your baby, just so that the movement will be less. So the next thing I have on my list is the pushchair. I've mentioned the pushchair, stroller, whichever one you find to be useful for you, please do get it. But I have the pushchair because, like I said, I can bring it out from the skeleton, I can put it back or put it in the car, and off I go. They all came together like that. So this can be expensive, so you can buy it on its own, but the one I bought is like 6-in-1. It has the bed, the cot kind of, the car seat one, the stroller one, so things like that. But ultimately, you need a travel system for your little baby. It is essential to me. Still on travel, I have put this on travel category because it's travel. It's the wearable sling. Right, yeah. A lot of people have different ways, and different culture have different ways of carrying their baby. Some people carry their baby on their back, some carry on the side, some carry in front of them. But I don't know how to carry my baby on my back. I wish I do know how to use a piece of cloth and carry them on, but I don't know how to do that. So for that reason, you should consider buying yourself a baby carrier or baby sling. I would explain. For the first few months, between the first 3 months of having your baby, baby sling will be perfect for you. The wrap one, there are different ones in the market. It gets really confusing, and sometimes it gets really complicated to wrap for people like myself. So there are places that does the baby sling library or the baby carrier library, where you can go and have a feel of all different types of slings that they have. It's just an hour session, and somebody will talk you through how to wrap it, what suits your body type, what suits your baby. It is really good. The baby sling library is very good. There's one in southeast of London. They have that's a very big one that I know of. They have different types of baby slings where you can try them on with your baby on it and see the one you feel comfortable wearing. And when you are also checking this out, consider things like waist pain, back pain, because the more the baby grows older, the more you transition from the sling to a proper carrier. And when you're buying a carrier, make sure that it supports your waist and your shoulder, because if it doesn't support you on the waist, you find yourself going like this because you're wearing it constantly and it's pulling. And the more your baby gets older, the more they weigh in, the more their weight, meaning the more heavier they get. So think about this when you're buying a baby carrier. Ultimately, try doing that after visiting a sling library. I think there's one in Basildon, there's one in southeast of London, and there's one in West London. So try that and make yourself a booking and visit them. They will help you make a decision on what best suits you. Right, guys, I'm moving swiftly into the general things that don't fall in the category of feeding or sleep or travel, and I class them as general things, but quite good. Right, the first thing I'll be talking to you about is the baby pacifier. Yes, whenever I say pacifier, it makes me chuckle because people feel that I give my children pacifier a lot. Oh my God, my mother-in-law and my sisters, they pull their hair because of pacifier. But you know what? I can't deal without pacifier. Right from the very moment I give birth to my little ones, they accept pacifier, and I'm ever so grateful to God for that, because it is a lifesaver. Please don't give your baby pacifier when they are hungry. No, dummies are not for babies when they are hungry. Make sure that they are well fed and that the pacifier is lightweight. So the pacifier I use is this one I'm holding. I've used this brand for both my first daughter and my newborn. This is tommetippe lightweight featherweight pacifier. Look, there is nothing to it. There's no bulky decoration. I've only just put this so I can clip it on her cloth so it doesn't fall off. There's nothing to it. If she's sucking it, you can see through here to her mouth, and it's very super lightweight. It's from tommetippe, and I bought it for $5.99, either $6.99 or $5.99, and they said it's orthodontic, so I can't prove that, but based on what was written on it, it's supposed to be orthodontic. So yeah, and this pacifier saves my life in the sense that sometimes I feed my baby very well. Anyone that knows me know that I feed them more than they even require, and I change their diaper as frequently as needed. However, you still find them crying. Why? It's just because they want to be pacified. Nothing is wrong with them. They just need soothing. And some babies end up finding that soothing with their mom's nipple, etc., or their finger, to all that. But with pacifier, you are sorted. You can control when they have it. When you start to let them suck their thumb or their fingers, you can't control it because it's their finger, it's their thumb. Whenever they want to do it, they do it. But with pacifier, you can make sure that they are clean. You can make sure that you take it out when they don't need it anymore, etc. So go for this. Again, I've not been sponsored by tommetippe. I'm telling you based on what I found very useful. My next one is the baby swing, baby bouncer, whichever you call it, but I have a baby swing. Just to say that you putting your little one in a baby swing doesn't mean you love them any less than someone who's constantly carrying their baby. No, I don't think that's so. I don't know what your plans are for where to keep your baby. You can't have your baby 24/7 on you. It's utterly impossible. So baby swing is a place where you put your baby down to rock them while you go do something else quickly and come back. Example, whilst you go make breakfast for yourself or nip to the toilet or things like that. So the baby swing is where I put my baby for a brief moment, for her to have some fun, for her to have alone time, that sort of thing. And I found it to be very essential. Right, the next on my list is the nail clipper. Oh my God, who can agree with me that baby fingernails grow as quickly as you can never ever imagine? Do you know, I literally clip her nails every week. I'm not even lying, sometimes every 4 days, and they keep growing because she uses it to scratch herself, to scratch me, to... You need it. You definitely 100% need it. Nail file, nail clipper is a set usually. I bought the one from tommetippe again. It's in a set. It has a file, it has a clipper, it has a buffer, all of those things. You really would need them. Baby's nails grow really quickly. Another thing I found to be very useful, especially towards the back end of 4 months, 5 months, up until the 6 months, is the babygym. This is a very good product, and it's like a mat. On my left hand side you will see that the baby lies on it and she plays with all those things that are dropping down, from the zebra to the mirror in the middle and to the teddy bear, etc. This babygym, I bought it from Agos for $34.99 or $39.99, something along those lines, just under £40. And this keeps her busy for a good 30 minutes. It keeps my baby busy for like 30 minutes because she tries to grab all the things and all the accessories there, and the mirror as well. She loves to look at herself in that mirror as well. It's a good thing that can keep your baby occupied for some time whilst you do something else, and whilst she kind of like starts to do other things for herself other than just laying on her back not doing anything. There are lots in the market. Some are so posh that they make all sorts of noise. They can kick their leg on something that makes noise like piano. Some makes water noise, all those posh ones, but this is just a basic one, and it's for either £40 or £39.90, something along those lines. Yeah, not very pricey, but it's something to keep your baby occupied. The next on my list will be the Angel Baby Care Bath Support. That bath support is very, very good. It's very essential for me. I did find it helpful because once from the birth of your baby, you can start using the bath support until when they are 6 months, 7 months. I mean, I'm still using mine and I still intend to carry on using it. To bath a baby sometimes can be very, very fibbly. Like if you don't take time, for me, I feel like I'm gonna drop the baby. But with that bath support, I just lay her on it and give her a good wash as much as I want. And if I want to turn her back, I just put my arm around there on the bath support, turn her around and give her a good wash. So that I found to be very, very essential. I did a video on Angel Care Bath Support. I'll be putting the video up here as well so that you can go have a watch and see what you think. If you know how to do the old method one, putting them on your leg or any method you know, by all means use that. But for me, I'm not an expert on any other than using the Angel Care Bath Support. So if you're like me and you're conventional and a bit fibbly, just get yourself Baby Angel Care Baby Bath Support. The last on my list is the floor seat. So this is the floor seat I use for my baby. Like I said, during my first birth, I didn't use a floor seat because I don't know why I didn't use it. But now I'm using this floor seat and I've started using it with her since she was 4 months old. And I did find it to be very useful because she sits on here while I nip out to see who's at the door or do something or put clothes in the wash, something that won't take a long time. So I put her on here because she has a good head support, and this is very, very good. It's very deep. It's the Mamas and Papas one, and she loves it because she plays with this, and this is the top of it. So you dock it here. It has a suction. Yeah, it has this suction thing underneath it where you dock it in here on the table, and you pull these 2 strings just to make the suction work. She loves to play with this a lot, and she sits on it and her sister comes to join her and they just sit on the floor and play with it. Sometimes I don't leave it on the floor because I have a big sofa. I just put it on top of a sofa and sit her in it. I sit her in it for like 15-20 minutes. As she's getting older, I'm leaving her longer. But it's some sort of activity for her to do, because when they are getting older, they start to get bored of lying on their back all day, all night, and they want to sit up and see what's happening. This is it for you. I know some people don't like the floor seat, but I did like it for my baby. Whilst we're talking about the floor seat, I'm also going to tell you that this can also be a table for when you want to start feeding your little one with some solid food. It can transition from being a play area to a feeding area where they can sit and have some food as well. So it's now a table where you can feed them, sit them here and start to feed them solid if you want to do that, and that's what I have been doing. So I did find this to be very useful. It's very deep. She's never had a fall from it. It's very deep. Again, I've not been sponsored by Mamas and Papas. I'm just telling you genuinely what I feel has really worked for me. Please let me know which of these you have been using the most in your home with your newborn or with your baby 0 to 6 months. But these are the ones that I have been using. Also, if there are things that I have not mentioned that you have used and you found to be very super useful, please share it with me. I might have to try it in the future or even recommend it to people if it's very useful. Thank you very much for watching Priska's Mission, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. For my returning subscribers, thank you very much. If you're new watching me, please subscribe to my channel. The bigger the merrier, and I really do appreciate you all. Thank you very much, and I shall see you on my next video. Cheerio!